How's it going, everyone? My name is KerianH, and today we're going to do another WTH. This time we're going to be doing one on a very special mod made by a very awesome person. This mod is called Sigma. Let's see. Made by Jason Lindsay, aka Undying to Fallon. This game takes place in an original sci-fi universe, and it involves some pretty original concepts with 5 original races, and it's basically space combat, and it is awesome. Today I'm playing as my favorite of the 5 races, the Echo Sets, which are a race of powerful plants that are very slow moving but are very defensive oriented and tend to pack a really hard punch. These guys happen to be specifically my favorite race because of the fact that they happen to, well, they just happen to, well, how am I gonna put it? They basically, their playstyle works perfectly for me. What did I just do? I didn't do anything good. We're gonna make ourselves a UV collector satellite. And we're going to start building ourselves some harvester drones. This shouldn't take too long. Excellent. I've got another one being constructed, and the unfortunate thing about the controls is that I cannot move the I can't move stuff around very well, so I have to rely upon the mini-map. It's been so long since I've played this mod, and it's a lot of fun. The mod itself was based upon the StarCraft 2 Armada engine, specifically the StarCraft 2 Armada mod known as, not StarCraft, what am I talking about? Star Trek Armada 2 mod, Fleet Operations. And it's a very well done mod, if I do say so myself. Okay, we've got Mule underway. You should have been underway a while ago. And we're gonna have to start making our first attack forces. There are 4 selectable heroes you can play as in this mod. Each one has their own different perks for each different race. Right now I'm playing as my favorite of the heroes for the Echo Set, the President, their major leader. He's basically the kind of guy who goes all big and, well, yeah. That's pretty much it. Just an ultimate badass. There we go. We got my first 2 ships. This one's gonna just stay out of the way, primarily because UV collector satellites, they don't do very much except for collect, well, they collect energy. Alright. So the controls on this can be pretty clunky at times, but not too much. It's not that bad. It's important to have a lot of stuff going on. Like, if you need to have a lot of defenses, especially if you're, Echo Set. Let's see, we've got some ore. We're gonna start collecting. I think. Aha! Now we've got our first 2 slots. basic attack units. And we're gonna build another one. We're gonna build another 2 here. Because a lot of these ships, they tend to be overpowered, but they cost a lot. So, jeez. The one thing I hate about this is the controls when it comes to like moving your mouse. When you scroll up slowly. So, it's not too big of a problem, but it tends to get a little annoying. Let's see. Aha! We got our first intruder. Right now I'm currently facing off against the VRA. And there we go. Let's give ourselves some more gunk to give it. Aha! Begin the attack run. Of course, there's gonna be more, so. Your AI, I want you. What do I do? You are to remain passive. Ah, come on. Oh, I lost something. Or not. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Let's give us another slot. And we are going to our turrets. The cool thing about these guys is that once they've got enough resources, they tend to be unstoppable. Oh, whoops. Come on, there. Let's add one of these. And now we've got more resource carriers. I'll put you over to work over there. I'll put you to work over there. Any more? Yep. You go to work here. And who else is there? And you go to work here. Alright. Let's have more of these. Right now I'm gonna start collecting resources. I've got enough, I got enough defenders as it is that I don't need to expand very much. But I do need resources. Once I've got a steady supply of stuff, I'll be able to make them on my own without having to worry about collecting more. One. There we go. My guess is that based upon where they're coming from, they're either over there or they're up there. So... Alright. we're just gonna slowly but surely, through the force of attrition, bleed them out. Because the cool thing about these guys is that even if you're in a game where you don't have very many resources, they can generate their own. So let's go ahead and add myself another slot. Then how much are these? Yeah. Then we'll go ahead and call it good from there. We might even risk so far as go so far as to make an attack. Yeah, I think it might be wise to do an attack. Yep. There we go. Alright, we'll make our way over this way. In the meantime, I'll let you defend our gates, and we'll keep on increasing our wares. The one issue is that the Echo set have the biggest biggest ships. And as such, those ships can be massive. These asteroid fields, most ships can't pass through them. So the Echo set, their biggest ship, which happens to be basically your space station, if it passes through, it can get stuck. I've had that happen to me before, and I was annoyed. So there's I think that Undying Nephalem has fixed up the majority of those bugs. And if he hasn't fixed them up yet, he will in the oncoming release. Because right now I'm playing a game that has like an older release of the game. So the next releases should turn out a little better in that regard. All right. I love how slow these guys can be. There we go. Found ya. That's one of their stations. I don't know if that's their main station or what. But we'll just go ahead and just attack their HQ yards, because I want to be able to save the best for last. So we'll just attack the yards, and then we'll leave the rest of it be. There we go. Come on. This way now. Go on. And now we attack them. There. The strategy is best. Right now, I've just basically killed their means of, their primary means of troop production. So it's going to take them a little while to make more. And in the meantime, I've got you two. Oh, whoops, wrong way. You collect resources here, and you collect resources here. Alright, there we go. This is interesting. I've got the AI on normal, and yet they're not really picking up much of a fight. Excuse me. I love the music in this game. kudos to Stygian White, aka Montague 1, I think, for making the music. If I can, I am going to see if I can acquire some of this music and see if I can get permission to use some of it in my videos, because this is really good stuff. Alright. Now we got our next ship. And this one is the Snail. Just as good. We're gonna make ourselves a solar beam array. Add up to our defenses. Alright. And now we've got another ship to add to our group. Ship 1, Control 1. That is all Control 1, right? Yeah, good. Just checking. Because it doesn't look like, yeah. Ship 1. Oh, okay. It looks like I can't really select them all as Control 1 yet. So I'll just do that real quick. There we go. Oh yeah, okay, good. Apparently, the Shift 1, Control 1 method on most RTS games doesn't work in this one. I forgot about that. Come on. Come on, there we go. No, it's always important to have at least one defender nearby. And in the meantime, we're gonna continue adding to our defenses. And you're gonna move over here. Yeah. I love these, my all powerful ships. Oi, you get out of the way, right up there. There you go. Alright, now what? We'll add ourselves another solar beam array in a minute. It's been a minute. Alright. Another odd thing about the Yakuza is that they don't, given their speed, they don't necessarily, well, they don't necessarily have need to scout. Echo said they're one race that it's safe for you to just sit in one spot and then just keep building from that one spot, which is why I like them as a faction so much, because that's pretty much what I do in RTS games to begin with, because I like to amass a large force before I go and attack, and I tend to not do that very well unless I'm in one place. And if you're playing a race like Zerg and StarCraft and stuff like that, that does not tend to do you very well. So yeah, what else have we got? Now how is it that I managed to get myself to 1049 ore and 850 currency, even though everything is in like the numbers in like hundreds, stuff like that? I don't get that. I guess it's been while I've been repairing or something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of drones flying around. That means that there's someone nearby. So let's see. I'm going to make myself a scout. If I can. Oh, there we go. Enemy engaged. A little fighter-sized craft. There we go. I find it interesting that I can do that. I'll send you up here. Alright. When you happen to be big and badass, it's always a good idea to consider your villagers as expendable. Now, can I transport UV to ore? I guess I can't fill my next one, which is why it's great that I've got, like, whenever you're going to transmit UV to ore, it's always a good idea to have at least 3 of these guys, because then that means that you can have a steady transmittable source of UV rays to ore. So you'll have at least, you don't necessarily have a surplus at that point, but you will have quite a lot. Now, there's one other, where'd you go? I thought I had built one. Oh, okay, he's right there. That's cool, that's cool. Now, let's see. That just leaves the growth cache. There we go, and then that thing's almost done. Kind of an upset because as president you get to make one big gigantic station. I'm hoping I'll be able to show you guys that before I have to shut this off, but that may not be the case, at least not today anyway. Now I'll just move you over here. I still don't really know. Oh, okay. Ah! So I finally managed to figure out what that last power's for. These things can basically unshield cloakers. I mean, basically they'll poke a hole in it. I mean, they'll the equivalent of cloaking devices here are used by the Mylock race, and they basically phase out into another dimension. So what this does is it basically what that weapon I just looked at does is basically it just shoots. It kicks them out of that dimension. Okay, now we are gonna start transmitting ore. There we go. Now I can make my army. I'm gonna make 2 more snails. And then we're gonna make this, a tortoise. Ah, so we found more of them. That's good. Means that the VRA have been expanding nicely. It also means that we've got to split our forces into 3 parts if we're going to beat them. Now that my station has more than enough defenses, I don't have to worry about leaving behind ships anymore if I'm gonna do a raid. Okay, let's look at you now. Our tortoise is complete, and this is one of the biggest ships in the game. I mean, second only to, I suppose second only to the President. It is the biggest ship in the game that you can play currently. It's basically a giant battleship, kind of like how the Borg use their own ships and stuff like that. And we're gonna make ourselves some more synthetics. We probably should have done before. Then eventually, we'll be able to make the President's mainframe, which requires a lot of resources, so I'm going to wait on that until I know I can afford it. Now you keep going over here. You move over here. Oh, come on. Where are we? We're gonna make ourselves we're gonna make ourselves a sloth now. That's right. That makes these slugs. That makes those slugs. Forgot about that. Yeah. I knew that. Then we'll make ourselves another sloth. Now, here's how these things are divided out. Basically, these are your, like, frigates. They're just basically real small, they're basically the smallest ships that can pack a punch. These things would be like cruisers. These would be the big battleships, which would probably make the sloth something along the lines of a heavy destroyer. Basically, they are an all-out attack ship that can take a lot of damage. Kind of like a dreadnought. There we go, a dreadnought in EVE Online. So, yeah. Another interesting thing to let you know is that every hero in the game has a different kind of tactic for the different races. And they'll also have different, occasionally they'll have different kinds of, different kinds of, units. So in the case of the President, all of his units are attack units, so there's no defense-oriented units in his repertoire. Let's see. Darn it! Darn it again! Ah! Come on! Pick it! Arrgh! There. I hate it when I do that. Right, so now we've got ourselves our massive crew of warships. One, we're going to use these to annihilate the enemy. And there we go. That is what I was waiting for in the music, ladies and gentlemen. The President's theme in all its glory. We're gonna make ourselves a couple other ships. Basically, these things are gonna give the president company once he's finally out of the system. Alright. The slow, very, very slow crawl that it takes to kill an enemy. This just builds suspense. They're just flying through a bottleneck right here, trying to get their way over to this side of the battlefield. It gets a little annoying, but it works. And I think that my, oh, there you are. Hello. Fly over this way, please. We're still looking to see if we can find more of them. Alright. And now, it comes to this. Destroy the primary HQ. Wipe it out. Haha! Boom! It blow up. One thing I would like to note out is that the special effects are pretty good, like with the explosions and stuff, but there is a cost with all of that. Unfortunately, the special effects, while they're good, the explosives tend to be rather unsound. When one of these things goes off, whoa.